Welcome back to your maths lessons for this week, Year 4. This is the final one of the week and it's all to do with 4 operations. So it's bringing all our knowledge, all our thinking together, and we're going to be thinking about problems that involve adding, subtracting, multiplying, dividing, plus some fractions, and also a mixture of these operations together in this last session. Now, before we start, I wanted to share with you some of the vocabulary that you might see in some of the questions here. So this will be useful to come back to, but also to remind you about fractions. We have a numerator, which is the number of parts you count, a denominator, which is how many equal parts in the whole, and here you can see 4 different examples of a quarter. We've got 1 part out of 4, either shaded or circled, and it doesn't matter if it's a shape or if it's a quantity. So you're going to need to use that definitely for one of your questions today. I've had a sneaky look through, but I think you're going to be brilliant and I think you're going to be able to do them all. So let's start by looking at one of the first ones. So the first one is all about matching these problems in the boxes. So we're going to match the problems to the bar model. So here are the problems. So there are 4 problems, 1 in each box. And we're going to match those, like I said, to the bar models. Now, the bar models are at the bottom. We've seen bar models before. They will be familiar to you. Okay, so we've got to think about which of those problems matches a bar model. And we're just going to look at one. I'm just going to do one with you, and we're going to look at the first one. And it says, Neha has £12. Her mum gives her £3 more. How much does she have now? Now, what do I know is always the first question you should ask yourself when looking at a problem. I know from the question that Neha has got £12. I'm going to draw myself a little picture. I love to do that. So there she is with her £12, looking very happy with herself. And then her mum gives her another £3. So here's mum with her £3. And we need to find out how much does she have now. Now, to find out how much she has now, it's just finding the total amount that she's got. So we're going to add it together. And that's a really simple calculation you can do in your head. 12 add 13 equals 15. That's part of the problem, but we've got to work out which bar model it fits to or it matches to, and there are 4 there, so we're going to have to interrogate. We're going to have a look at those 4 bar models. So let's start. I can see these first 2 bar models, the total comes to £12 and our total is 15, so I'm going to reject those 2 straight away. Those can't possibly be right. But I have got some here that have got 12 in them, so I'm going to have to think about this really carefully. I can see I've got 3 lots of 12 here. But if I added those 3 lots of 12 together, I know using my times table facts that 3 times 12 is bigger than 15. So I'm going to reject that one. I can match my picture here. Here's Neha's £12. Here's Mum's £3. And to combine them to find the total we added, so therefore that is £15. So the first problem matches the last bar model. I'm just going to draw myself a little line with an arrow to show that. So I went through and I rejected the first 2 because their total was £12 and I knew mine was 15. Can you solve the rest? I'm going to leave you to think about that because that's definitely one of the questions on your sheet for today. Right, we're going to move on and we're going to have a look at Teddy with his number line. So I've been a bit sneaky here and I've changed the numbers at the bottom, but I just wanted to talk you through. So Teddy uses a number line and here it is. Again, we're familiar with number lines. We've been using them since year 2. Well, actually, we've been using them since year 1. And he's using this number line to find the difference. So to find the difference between these 2 amounts. And the 2 amounts that he's finding the difference between are £23.70, there it is on the number line, and £34.40. So he has done something quite clever here. He's thought about this £23.70. That's his starting amount. Well, that's not a very good colour for you to see. Let's just get rid of that and try a different colour that you'll be able to see. Hopefully this one will work. That's a little bit better. Okay, so this is his starting amount, okay? And he needs to get from that £23.70 to the nearest, the next whole pound. So if we were counting, we would know that it went 22, 23, 24. So the next whole pound we could see is the £24, and he's got to add 30 more pence to £23.70 because we know that 70 add 30 make another 100. Then he has done a big jump of £10 because it's really easy to add on 10. So he's gone from £24 to £34, and then all he's done is added the extra 40 pence. To find the difference, he's added all those together to get his £10.70. So we're going to have a go because it says that we've got to use this method. So this is the method that you're going to need to complete these questions. You're going to need a number line. So we're going to have a go at doing one together. Like I said, I've changed the numbers, so I've been a bit sneaky. Here's my number line, nice ruler. And I'm going to start with finding the difference between £13.40, the lowest amount, and £29.67. And I'm going to put that at the end of my number line because that's where I've got to get to. So I've got to start at £13.40. I've got to get to £29.67 using Teddy's method. How do I get there? Well, I know that Teddy tried to get to his next pound. And I know if I'm counting, 14 is the next whole number after 13. And I know that to get to the next 100, I've got to add 60 to 40. Now, I know that if I add 10 on here, I'm going to get 24, but I can see that there's 29. And I know to get from 4 to 9, I add 5. So I'm not going to add 10, I'm going to add a sneaky 15. And that's going to get me to £29. And then all I need to do is add on the extra 67 pence. I'm trying to be really good, and I'm trying to remember to put in my pounds and pence because we are working with money. And it might be that if you left it, I would just think it was 60 bananas we were adding on. And that wouldn't be right. So this is my difference. The difference is how many jumps have I taken, and I need to add them all together. So I've got £15. I'm going to add my 60 pence. And then I'm also going to add my 67 pence. Now I know that 6 add 6 make 12. So I know that 60 add 60 is 120, but I haven't got 60 add 60. I've got 60 add 67. So I know that that's 127 pence, which is the same as £1.27. And then all I need to do is add that £1.27 to my 15 to find the difference. And that's super easy. 15 add 1, we know is 16. So this is the total difference between 13.40 and 29.67. So 15 add 1 is 16, and then I've just got my 27 pence. And then I'm going to pop it in the box. Now you've got a few more like this. Be careful though, because you may have pounds and you may have pence, so you might have to do a little bit of converting. But we're going to move on and just look at the final question. So we've got a board here, and it's showing us the cost of the different rides at the theme park. And some of the prices are missing, and it's our job to use the clues here to work out the missing prices. And here are our clues. Now, it says Frenzy costs 1/4 of the price of the Galaxy. I'm going to look really carefully to see what I can work out. So Frenzy costs 1/4 of the price of the Galaxy. Right. So I did say we were going to have to think about using our fractions, and here it is. Here's our quarter. Speedster costs double the price of Up and Down. Now we know that double is the same as multiplying by 2 or adding the same number twice. And the combined cost of Galaxy and the Up and Down is £17.20, and combined cost just means the total cost. So those two rides together are going to cost me £17.20. I'm going to have a think. Like I always do. Where do I start here? Got lots of information, but I can't do the Speedster costs double the price of the up and down because I don't know the price of the up and down. So I can't start with that problem. I'm going to start with the total because I feel confident with finding totals. And I'm going to draw myself here a little bar model. So I've got my top bar, which is where my combined cost is going to be, my total cost. And then underneath, I've got my two parts. I've got the part for the Galaxy ride and the part for the up and down ride. So I'm starting here. I know that my combined cost is £17.20. That's my total cost. That's going to go in the big bar at the top. I'm just going to change the colour so it's a little bit easier for you to see. So £17.20, there it is. We know the price of the Galaxy because that's the one we're given on the board. And I can see that that is £16.40. I'm going to pop it in there. Okay. Forgotten my pound sign there as well, haven't I? And we need to find that bit. How am I going to find that bit? I've got the total. I've got one of the prices. How am I going to find the missing part? Do I add or do I subtract? I wonder which is going to be the most efficient method to use. I'm not going to do it though. I'm going to let you think about that and have a go. I'll just pop that in a different colour so you can see it a little bit clearer. Okay. I think that's it for our final session today. So we're going to whiz right back to the top. We've looked at lots of different problems and you can stop the video and go back and replay it to help you. But remember these 4 operations. Remember fractions. Next week's maths is all going to be all about statistics. So we're going to be thinking about data. We're going to be looking at pictograms and bar charts, and we're going to introduce some new learning, which is all about line graphs.